Our next guest on Travel with Hawkeye, you know her from Flashdance to The L Word to currently on Taken on NBC. Please welcome to our podcast the iconic actress Jennifer Beals.
Good morning. Thank you.
You laugh, but for me, you really are kind of a symbol of my generation, and it's a real pleasure to talk to you today.
Oh, well, the pleasure is mine. I just laugh because when I think icon, I always think of like a little statue or something.
Okay. If I may ask a question about your college days, can I go back to those days?
I'll try to remember.
Okay. Because you were at Yale when you did Flashdance. So you took like a semester off to film Flashdance, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Did you have any idea how big that film was going to be?
No, I didn't really think about it.
Okay, so when you came back to school and finished, what was life like for a college student at Yale who all of a sudden had like one of the biggest movies of the year in the country?
It really was pretty low key. I mean, first of all, Jodie Foster was already there at school, and so that wasn't any kind of, to be an actor, a working actor, there was no novelty. And also you have to remember, like, there are people at school at that time doing all kinds of things that were really remarkable, like taking off time to write a novel or taking off time to go work on a particular experiment or things. So people were always doing something. It's not like, certainly the recognition aspect was bigger, but it was actually really low key.
It's kind of amazing how that movie has lived on for so many years. That picture of you on the front of the movie poster, to this day, I mean, you see that and immediately evokes so many memories and so many emotions.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it evokes the memory of it being probably like 2 or 3 in the morning and being really pretty tired and just sitting down and pulling my skirt up so I didn't stretch. I think I had a leather skirt on, or there was something that I didn't want to ruin the costume. And so I pulled it up a little bit so that it wouldn't get stretched out. And then the still photographer took that picture. When I look at it, I have my own personal memory. And it's interesting how your personal memory can be one thing, and then everybody else looks at it, and it becomes emblematic of their experience of the film. Definitely.
I also think about whenever I see that photo that whenever there's a party with an 80s theme, everybody dresses with the cut-up sweatshirt off the shoulder.
Easy costume. It's a great, easy costume.
Yes, it is a very easy costume. Well, we do. You know what? We're a travel show, so we're going to ask you some travel questions here. And I want to ask, what is the one trip that Jennifer Beals has taken that is the trip of a lifetime that it's just you still think about it to this day? Do you have a trip like that, a vacation that you've taken?
India. Yeah, I love that. I would love to go back.
What all did you do when you were in India?
What did I do when I went to India?
Yeah, I mean, what was did you go to the temple? I got to ask you this. My parents went to India and they went to the Temple of the Rats, and they said that was one of the highlights of their trip. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Wow, no, I've never been there.
You've never been to the Temple of the Rats?
Where is that?
I want you, when you get off the phone with me, I want you to Google the Temple of the Rats, okay? Because it's a temple in India where the rats are considered sacred, so they just run around like at your feet.
Wow. Okay. So is that like the rat as the consort, or not the consort, but the vehicle of like Ganesha, or what is the connection? I'm wondering.
I think they're reincarnated spirits, is I think what the rats are, and I may be totally wrong on that either. I'm taking kind of an educated guess from what my parents told me.
But you weren't there.
No, my parents went.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, you're looking it up as we speak. As we speak now.
Yes, a Hindu temple dedicated to Karni Mata. It's also the Temple of Rats. Wow, that's so interesting. No, I've never been there.
And you see how many rats? I mean, there are. It's not just 1 or 2 rats. I mean, they're everywhere.
Oh no. Like a lot of rats.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not that. I say I'm not that scared of rats, but I kind of remember living in New York and a gigantic rat crossing the street and not being really happy about it. Not that I jumped, but I thought, well, I don't know if I would want to be an entire temple of rats, but I don't know. I guess these are blessed rats. It says that there are 20,000 rats.
Yes.
More than 20,000 rats.
Okay, now you have said just a moment ago that you would like to go back to India. Do you think that this would be on your list now to go to this temple?
Well, I'm kind of curious. It's not the first thing on my list. I'm not going to lie. But be something. My gosh, I'd never heard of it. It's so funny. It's in Rajasthan, so it's in the north. See, I didn't get to the north. That was it. And I wanted to go to the north, and I want to go to Ladakh. That's really, really, really where I want to go.
What is special about Ladakh?
It's really far north, and it's very mountainous, and the temples look really beautiful, and it feels, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like home. I don't know how to explain it, but I want to go there.
Wow.
You know how there's certain places that you'll see the picture and you'll go, oh, that feels so nice, just even to look at the picture. Now, I'm not going to say I get that feeling when I look at the picture of the temple with the rat. I don't feel that way. I feel like home. But when I look at the and I've always loved being in a mountainous area. I spent a lot of time when I was a kid in Colorado, and I love the mountains. So I'd love to go to Ladakh.
You know, I know exactly that emotion that you feel sometimes. When I see photos of Austria, I think of home. I'm not Austrian. I have no connection to that area, but I think, and I've been there twice, and I've absolutely loved it. And it's so peaceful, the mountains, the Alps. And so I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So I want to get to Ladakh. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I guess maybe if I develop a project that shoots in Ladakh, maybe that would be a good idea. Or
maybe a documentary on the Temple of the Rat, and then maybe you can take a side trip to Ladakh.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I so enjoyed
as soon as we get off the phone, I'm going to look at this video on YouTube about the rat temple, the Karni Mata. I've never even heard of Karni Mata.
Well, I'm going to let you go because I know our time is short. I know you have some commitments, but I really enjoyed our conversation today. It's a thrill to talk to you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.